high school choir. We have been taking surveys of middle school and high school, and one of the middle school classes recommended that we do weekly video lessons, and so we're trying it, and I thought, well, why not try this for the high school too? So we've got 4 big things that we need to check off this week. We have a health journal, creating your own schedule, your theory assignment, which is the first circle of fifths that you get to make this year, and practicing with the recordings. Let's start with the first 2, health journal and creating your own schedule. These things are meant to kind of help you through your week. So those of you that are also in band know that we are taking care of our instruments and cleaning them. Now for choir, it's a little different because our instruments are our actual bodies and vocal cords. And in order to clean or care for our instruments, we have to take care of ourselves. So there's going to be 3 main things that we're going to check with on health. One is going to be your water intake. Water helps lubricate our vocal cords and keep our throats working, and in general is just great for the body. Ultimately, we want at least 3 cups of water a day. The range is going to be between 3 and 8. 8 is the cap and the recommended amount that you're supposed to drink a day. And when I say cups, I mean measuring cups, not glasses of water. So for some of you, a glass of water might actually be 2 cups. Or like, I know that the cup that this camera is standing on is 3 cups of water. So I need to drink at least 2 of those a day, if not almost 3, excuse me. Another thing that we need to monitor is our sleep. In order for a computer to work right, it needs to have time to power off. Same thing with the human body. For you guys, it depends on where you are at in your growth cycle. They usually recommend between 8 and 10 hours for teenagers. Ultimately, our goal is going to be 8 hours a night. But if you don't reach that, I mean, you guys are old enough that you understand the consequences of that. But just kind of reflect on the days that you don't get 8 hours of sleep, or that you get more than 8 hours of sleep. How does this affect your day? How does this affect your mood? How does this affect your joints and stuff? I know if I get less than 8 hours of sleep, then I'm wired for a little while, and then I get headaches and nausea, and I get cranky very easily, and my appetite goes up. If I get more than 8 hours of sleep, which happens quite often, thank you, depression, I have a tendency to have more back pain and to crave sugary foods and still be tired. And so it all just kind of depends on your person. You're trying to find your optimal operating range. And again, what happens if you get like multiple days of 8 hours of sleep in a row? The last thing that we're going to try to monitor is exercise. In quarantine, the biggest problem that people are having is depression and anxiety, coupled with being stuck inside all day. Now, when you are stuck inside all day, there is actually a vitamin that helps, vitamin D, and it is a good help for things like depression and anxiety, which tend to feed off of each other. And that can be naturally found in sunlight. Well, I don't say, like, you know, go run a mile every day, whatever. But try to get some activity in your day, whether it be walking around the block or doing some resistance training at home, like push-ups, sit-ups, whatever. Ultimately, your goal is to do anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour, but we just want to show improvement and that you're, like, going out and moving. And reflect on how that works. I don't expect, like, day 1, 3 cups of water, 8 hours of sleep, and 20 minutes of playing with the dog. All I'm looking for is at the end of the week, reflect on how these things can either improve or hinder your day-to-day routine and the way your body feels. I've had to do this for a couple classes, and it's kind of interesting to see the stuff that happens. And it's actually one of the ways that I had to figure out that I needed to be put on an anxiety medication, because it was to the point where I was drinking enough, I was sleeping enough, I was exercising enough, and yet I was still having mental health issues. So again, it's just a good, like, check in with your body and see if everything's working okay. Going on, the recordings, some of you have noticed that I have put all of your old songs, should be up now with all of the parts individualized and combined again. I did get all of Don't Stop Me Now recorded. I don't know if I got all the parts put back together again for recording. Let me know. And again, let me know if any of these aren't working for you. If there's a different way that you would rather do this, I'm all ears. Next would probably be Bohemian Rhapsody, just because part-wise it's a little easier than Somebody to Love, and I do apologize. I know Somebody to Love was your guys' top choice, but it is also the hardest song in our repertoire so far. And I'm still looking to try to find a way to do a concert with you guys, whether that be like uploading a click track or something. I'm hoping we can get something figured out. And lastly, your Theory Thursday. So, Intro to Circle of Fifths. You can either use the document on there, or you can just grab a blank sheet of paper. This one already has one started from when I had to do the tutorial for the middle school. So as you can see, I've got a circle here, and it's got 12 little ticks in it from like a clock. At the top, you're going to put C and 0. Okay, I don't know why this is backward, but alright. So, to go to the clockwise motion, we are going to go up a perfect fourth. So a perfect fourth, I know, is C to F. So I go C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. This is the correct number for a perfect fourth. Okay? You can use your keyboard chart from the last assignment to help with this. It is, I don't expect you guys to know what a keyboard is in order from memory. Okay, so on my 1 o'clock position, you can see here, put an F. And I'm going to do the same thing to the next one for the 2 o'clock. So I have F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and it would be A sharp, but I know that it's going to be B flat. And the reason why is because I have to think how many letters away from F would equal 4 letters. So in just a regular alphabet, F, G, A, B. Regular alphabet, the musical alphabet, because obviously the regular alphabet doesn't go from G to A. But I know it has to be a B. I know I ended on A sharp and B flat, so it needs to be B flat in that 2 o'clock position here. Okay? Now, the other way, or counterclockwise, goes a perfect fifth. And each of these only goes up to the next time that I see C. So I go from C to F to B flat to ba 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 until I get to C flat again. The opposite is true when I go the sharp way. So a perfect fifth is C to G. So I go C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. This is how many it takes to get to a perfect fifth. Okay, and I'm going to write that G in my 11 o'clock position here. And I'm going to continue to go around until I reach C sharp. If you guys have any questions as far as that goes, let me know. The inside is where it gets a little bit difficult. So if you see here, I've got a 0. And then I'm just going to go around until I hit 7. And then I'm going to go the opposite way. 1 through 7. Okay? If I go this direction, which is toward the F side, these are all my flats. And this number in the middle tells me how many flats I can have. So for instance, if I'm in the key of B flat, I will have 2 flats in the key signature. If I go the opposite way, these are sharps. So if I have 1 sharp, I am in the key of G. I hope this helps a little bit, because this is going to be what we use to answer next week's assignments. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through email, phone, text, or even Google Classroom. Please give me about like 15 to 20 minutes to answer these. My phone's been acting up due to the increase in videos that we've been making. Or if you need immediate feedback, I do have that Google meeting set up that you can just go in, pop up, and ask your question. If you have any other questions, whether as a student or a parent, please contact us. And again, if you're spending more than 20 minutes a day on classwork, please let your teachers know. This should not be the case. And we're all trying to learn what is enough material. So, and parents, if you need resources, help with schoolwork, just ask. I know it's weird to ask for help, especially in times right now, but that's why we're here. So, yeah, I guess this is it for week 3. I hope you guys have a good one, and let me know how this week goes in your survey responses. Thanks.